Yes, I'm ready. Ellis, you ready?
I'm good to go.
Awesome. Are we gonna start with the camera on us or the camera out? Yeah, give us a signal. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Live on the LI Sports Network from Cantiague Park, it's the 2024 Long Island Metro Lacrosse League Intermediate Division Championships. First of 3 games here this evening. Beautiful night here at Cantiague Park. Travis Quigley, Ellis Joshua taking you through the call here this evening. We'll be with you all night. First of 3 lacrosse games, as I mentioned, Ellis, Intermediate Division. We got players from all over the island here, scattered, going to various different schools across the country, all at the Division I, Division II, Division III levels. Tonight here in this intermediate division, we got a roster of the Honchos, a bunch of players from LIU taking on the Wise Guys. We saw, looking at the rosters there, players from
Yeah, so talking about this upcoming matchup here, first game of the night, we got the Honchos. They're going to be in the black unis tonight, and they'll be taking on the Wise Guys in the white unis. But we'll start with the Honchos. Just a little bit about this team going into this matchup. So they're 5-1 coming into this championship game, and they beat the Mighty Mullets 10-4 in the semis just a couple of days ago. But one of the things that I'll be kind of looking for, especially from an offensive perspective, let's talk about Tim Navin out of Seaford. So he's a guy that just graduated fresh out of high school in the 2024 class, and he lit it up for Seaford, scoring over 40 points this past spring. So definitely look for him to potentially be a guy that could have a really good game tonight for the Honchos team going into this championship matchup. And now if we look at the other side and we talk about the Wise Guys, one of the things that I'm going to be looking for, and Tyler Kuprianchik out of Northport, and he spent the last couple years at Nassau Community College. He'll be going to Siena starting in the fall, and I'm just looking forward to seeing him potentially take over this game at the Face-Off X, as that could be a difference maker in this one for the Wise Guys.
Ellis, great analysis as always. Ellis is going to be with us here. He is with the LILJ, Long Island Lacrosse Journal, covering the best, the brightest of lacrosse here on Long Island. So he knows a lot about the players that are going to be out on this field here tonight. Like we mentioned, a lot of players across Division I, Division II, Division III. Some players, as Ellis mentioned, coming fresh out of high school, part of that 2024 class, headed to college in the fall. So a great look here this evening at some of the best players that Long Island Lacrosse has to offer. Again, first of 3 games here, Intermediate Division Championship, Wise Guys versus the Honchos, coming up first right here on the LI Sports Network. Both teams right now just wrapping up warm-ups, getting closer to that 7:05 start time for the game. So Ellis and I going to take a quick break while these guys finish up their warm-ups. We'll be right back with the start of the Intermediate Championship, Long Island Metro Lacrosse League, right here on the LI Sports Network.
When I saw you wave your hand, I thought you were like kind of. No, I was over. That was my bad. I thought. See, you were calling Ellis in, and I thought you were calling me over for a problem. So I was like, what's going on here?
I thought that too, especially for how people were joking about like, oh, like how you do it, like cut it down.
Yeah. I completely thought we had an issue, and I was like, do I gotta get off? Like, what's going on here? That's why I slid over to the headset office. I was like, what's wrong? Like, oh man. butchered the first intro. We got 2 more games. We got 2 more games to figure it out. It's gonna be all right. I usually get more nervous.
Back here on the LI Sports Network, Cantiague Park. As we mentioned, 2024 Long Island Metro Lacrosse League. This is the Intermediate Division Championship, first of 3 games here this evening. Travis Quigley, Ellis Joshua taking you through the call here tonight. As Ellis mentioned in our little pregame intro, Wise Guys wearing the white jerseys and the Honchos in black. Play is underway, and it's the Wise Guys coming away with it. Looking to get their offense going early on here. If you're new to the league, 25-minute running time halves. Take a quick break in between each half. And we'll crown 3 champions here at Cantiague Park this evening. Wise Guys looking to get the offense going. TJ Carlo cutting through the middle. Couldn't get the shot off.
Yeah, interesting to see just how they come out in this first offensive possession here, and they're going to get the goal to take the 1-0 lead. So it is in fact the Wise Guys. They are on the board first here.
Don't have a number for who scored that goal, Ellis, but
yeah,
beautiful ball movement there from the Wise Guys to start things off just about a minute or so into this game. Saw the pass come from behind the cage right onto this right post. And a great bounce shot right through the goalie's legs. 1-0 Wise Guys to start things off here in this Intermediate Division Championship. And the Wise Guys going right back on the attack.
And so that's 2 for 2 so far at the face-off X. So definitely keep that in mind as this game goes along. Which team can kind of control that battle at the face-off X and win the possession game.
And Ellis, you mentioned how critical face-offs will be throughout this contest. Wise Guys with 2 wins right off the bat, still with possession off the GB. Bounce shot goes wide, foot race won by the Honchos, and now they're going to get a chance to clear and possess the ball a little bit here.
Yeah, and it looks like winning the chase there, Al Monroe, number 45 of the Honchos, to give them their first offensive possession of the game here. On that pass,
Great
picked
play
off.
there.
Yeah, nice job there, picking off that pass, and this possession right back to the Wise Guys. So that interception was by number 7, Brandon Sweeney.
And Honchos clear now. Trying to get some offense going. Still just a 1-0 game. Coming with some speed on the attack is Kyle Stark. Stark, part of the Division II Adelphi team that just won the national championship.
Yeah, Adelphi, they are definitely well represented here, not just in this game, but in the league. Definitely plenty of guys from locally at Adelphi over in Garden City participating in the league.
Alzheimer moves it up top, and Jacob Arado spins. Can't find a lane. Tight defense there from Tyler Cupp. And Cupp is going to get possession of the rock, move it forward, and the Wise Guys clear. Back on offense. William Greaves, a little backhand shot from the long pole goes wide. Wise Guys going to hold on to possession here.
Boy, definitely wanted that one. Will Greaves, one of those Adelphi guys we were talking about. Will Greaves out of Wantagh High School.
Pass to the middle, bounce shot. Skips in front of the goalie, over the net, right out of bounds. Wise Guys gonna hold on to it here.
And I like the take there by Aquilino. Definitely got a good quality shot, just unable to connect.
Donnellan spins and fires, goes wide.
So far, I think you're definitely seeing some quality shots from the Wise Guys. Definitely getting their share of opportunities. Only the 1-0 lead so far, but I definitely feel like they have to like the looks that they're getting.
And it's Brandon Sweeney to the front. Sweeney, graduate of Sacred Heart. You see the red helmet there. Lost possession for the Wise Guys, trying to beat 3 defenders in the Honchos now. Working the ball around. In behind the cage, Cam Connolly of LIU passes it. We see a heavy LIU attack here, Ellis.
Yeah, LIU, another, of course, university on the island that is well represented in this game. LIU just recently becoming a Division I program just a handful of years ago.
To the middle, bounce shot. Connolly behind to retrieve. Honchos stick with it. Still 1-0 here in favor of the Wise Guys. On the restart, Connolly tries to get some space out front. Backs off a little bit. Waiting for a pick. Just over 5 minutes gone. Connolly out front. Sneaky shot goes off the post. And now scooping this one up is goalie Jack DeResta from Maritime.
So a good defensive stance there by the Wise Guys. Able to keep this shutout going so far in the early stages of the first half. And now looking to come back and grab a second goal here and take a 2-0 lead.
It's Jack Murray up top, who moves it to Travis Aquilino. Aquilino takes a check, moves it back up top for Murray. Murray fires a shot. Couldn't beat the netminder. Wise Guys maintain possession here. 6 minutes gone. Still 1-0 in favor of the Wise Guys. Wise Guys in white, attacking right to left on your screen. Honchos in black going left to right. To the middle, Donnellan. Tight defense on him. One hand on the stick. Trying to find an opening. Doesn't like what he sees. Slows things down a little bit. Now the Wise Guys working it around the horn.
Like the movement by the Wise Guys.
And
it
good shot
pays
there.
Off.
Great shot, great goal. 2-0 Wise Guys. Excellent ball movement. And another good low shot puts the Wise Guys up 2-0. Here in the Intermediate Division Championship game, Long Island Metro Lacrosse League. And Ellis, 45th year of the Long Island Metro Lacrosse League. Dates back, games being played here at Cantiague Park to 1978.
Yeah,
and just speaks to how much work's been put in.
Yeah, absolutely, Travis. You talk about a league that's been around for that long. Just shows the success of the league and just a great way to get college players out of high school, keeping a stick in their hands, getting a chance to play with a lot of their guys that they know, that they've grown up with. As the Wise Guys, they get another goal to take a 3-0 lead.
It's Tyler Cupp there on the pass from Brandon Sweeney. Again, great ball movement from the Wise Guys. And Ellis, you take a look at some of these rosters and you see they're players from different towns, different schools, but they're coming together here in the summertime and they still have great chemistry together.
Yeah, and you know, I'm sure that that's something that developed over time. Of course, this league going on for the last 2 months, so playing games every single week, and it's only a matter of time before you get that chemistry going, even if you're playing with guys that you may not be all too familiar with. Like once you start playing together for 4, 5, 6 weeks, then that chemistry and that teamwork just kind of comes naturally.
We saw Sean Hill there of LIU. Got the first face-off win of the evening here for the Honchos. Took a shot that skipped well past the cage, so Honchos back on offense. Nice spin move there, unable to get the shot off. Tight defense being played from the Wise Guys. Now a spinning attempt from Mark Manny. It goes wide. Honchos gonna stay with it. Cam Connolly scooping it up. He's been posted up back behind the cage since the start of this game. And the Honchos looking to get on the board here. 3-0 Wise Guys after 2 quick ones from the team in white. Losing his footing, getting right back up. Ryan Botto. Again, Ellis, a heavy LIU attack out here.
Yeah, Long Island University so well represented in this matchup. And the Honchos still looking to break the seal here and get on the scoreboard.
Frank Peart spins off.
The Seaford native Peart with the rock. And as they work up top with Dan Coben out of St. John's.
Coben moves it off, and Honcho's doing a good job right now of working the ball around as a team as a shot comes through from Cam Connolly, and he gets the Honchos on the board. 3-1 now as Connolly from out behind the cage spins out front, takes a nice low shot. His first goal of the evening.
Yeah, Conley giving the Honchos just what they needed to break that seal and get on the scoreboard. And just a nice job of being able to handle the rock, just showing the shiftiness, being able to get by the defense and bury that for the Honchos' first goal of the game here this evening.
Definitely what the Honchos needed after giving up 3 relatively quick ones, as they get another face-off win there and another opportunity to set their attack up.
And that's where it starts, at the face-off X. So they have a couple wins at the X for Honchos, and now a chance for them to kind of build some momentum and get right back in this game.
Pass to Stark, can't scoop it up, and now moving down the field.
Nice
Successful clear for the Wise Guys.
Yeah, nice job there for the Wise Guys coming up with that turnover and getting possession back.
Now, following that Honchos goal, Wise Guys with possession going to slow the game down a little bit here. And we get a whistle. Think offsides was the call there, Ellis. So Honchos with the rock and storming quickly down the field. Pass out to the back post, and the Honchos make it 3-2. Great play there. Andrew Searing, the beneficiary of a great play from Al Monroe off that restart.
Yeah, and that's just a great job by Monroe, getting that one up quickly, taking advantage of the turnover, and not letting the Wise Guys set their defense. And they were able to get out in transition, and Monroe with that feed and the finish by Searing to make this a 3-2 game.
And a great job by Searing to get lost on that back post. Smart play, receiving the pass, going back to the other side of the net. Virtually at a wide open net, Ellis, to just pass that one in as a face-off win, and a shot from the Wise Guys goes past the cage. Wise Guys going to keep possession of the rock here. And we'll see if they try to slow it down a little bit more here, Ellis, after 2 quick goals from the Honchos.
Yeah, I think that might be the key now for the Wise Guys, just to settle down a little bit. Had that 3-0 lead early, but the Honchos able to get right back in this game. Now you want to get a good look if you're the Wise Guys, as they get a shot there, but that one off the mark by Donnellon. But this possession will remain with Wise Guys.
A lot of pressure and a spinning shot. Goes wide again from Aquilino. Wise Guys going to hold on to it again one more time. And Ellis, with the talent you have on the field out here, you certainly don't want to turn this into a run and gun style game, because then it goes either way. Obviously it's tough being as systematic as you want to be as a shot comes through. Nice save made there, and the Honchos scooping the ground ball, trying to clear now with the rock, getting over the 50 successfully. For the Honchos is Will Santella. Attends Palm Beach Atlantic. That's what I'm saying, though. You don't want to turn this into a run and gun. Obviously, a lot of these guys don't have as much chemistry as you would playing with your full season team, your college team, your high school team, whatever it may be. But the more systematic you can be, I'm sure the better for the long run of the game.
Yeah, I think having a deliberate approach and being patient can definitely be an advantage, especially when you're playing with a lead, especially later on in the game. And like one of the differences playing in a league like this as opposed to playing during your college season is you don't have a shot clock here. So you don't have to feel forced to kind of play an up-tempo style of play. Of course, like you do want to get as many quality shots as possible, and if the looks are there early, you take them, but it's not something where you have to actually force the issue, so to speak, with that shot clock being not around in this league.
And we saw a shot from Cam Connolly there that ended up out of bounds. Wise Guys won the foot race. Now they clear and going to look to get back on offense. 3-2 in favor of the Wise Guys. We saw the Wise Guys jump out to a 3-0 lead, and the Honchos with 2 quick ones within the last 5 minutes. Wise Guys looking to respond now as they get right back to working it around the horn. We've seen really good ball movement from them so far here this evening.
Yeah, and the Wise Guys just a little bit of a drought here offensively. Again, they were getting some good looks early, but gotta credit the Honchos for hunkering down defensively and coming up with timely stops. As the Wise Guys, they do get a shot attempt there, which goes wide.
Yeah, Sweeney off 1 foot. He's been a real focal point of this offense here. He's got a goal and 2 assists. He's been involved in every goal that the Wise Guys have scored thus far. And he does a really good job of getting inside and back out, forcing the defense to move with him. As you watch that number 85 in the middle red helmet there, it's Brandon Sweeney, who attended Sacred Heart. As the Wise Guys working it now, still back behind the cage. Shot skips through the crease, scooped back up. Ball was knocked free.
Like the defensive pressure there by Al Monroe.
Monroe's had a really solid first 10 minutes or so.
How about that yard sale right there by Monroe? And he came up with the takeaway, but the errant pass will give it right back to the Wise Guys. But that was a nice highlight reel check by Monroe in that back corner.
Monroe has absolutely been solid, as I said, through the first 10 minutes. Wise Guys back on the attack, though. Shot comes through, skips wide. Wise Guys will hold on to it here. It's been a tight game thus far. Both teams absolutely getting a chance, plenty of scoring opportunities. As we get whistle, our official up near the 50.
Yeah, it looks like
Dead there.
Yeah, I think the Wise Guys looked like they got hit with a ward there. So that one will give possession back to the Honchos.
The Honchos trying to clear. Wise Guys applying a lot of pressure here. Pass comes forward to Connolly, one of the goal scorers for the Honchos. And now Connolly being defended tightly by William Greaves. Passes it off, and now the Honchos move into their set.
So after trailing in this one 3-0, a chance for the Honchos to tie up this game as we're inside of 8 minutes to go here in the first half.
Cole Antonio with a couple fakes. Tried to drop the left shoulder and make a pass, but it's turned over. Wise Guys going the other. Successful clear for the Wise, as we have just about 7. Out front one more time. Another shot from Aquilino will not go. Wise Guys putting a lot of pressure on the last 30 seconds or so. Sweeney moves it up top. Back to Sweeney from Donnellan. Right back to Donnellan. Donnellan, ISO to the right side, leaps. Nice save made there. Honchos gonna get a chance to clear. Errant pass. Monroe chases after it, scoops up the ground ball.
Nice
pass ahead. Great reception there from Rob Barrera.
Yeah, great handle. And the give and the score.
Honchos tie this one up. Barrera starts it back on the 50, receiving that pass from Monroe. Moves it to the middle for Mark Magnette. And he finds the back of the cage. We're tied up 3-3. 5 minutes, 45 seconds remaining here in the first half. Really exciting back and forth lacrosse here in this opening game here tonight, Ellis.
Yeah, and if you notice, like, one of the things that the Honchos, they've been able to take advantage of is getting a couple of transition goals and not letting the Wise guys set their defense. So it seems like that could be the key for them as they rallied back from that early 3-goal deficit to tie up this game. And it's been because they've taken advantage of transition opportunities.
Quick shot there from Sweeney off of another face-off win for the Wise guys. Quick restart. Firing one home. What a snipe that was from Michael Cassano. 4-3.
Cassano going with that step-down ripper right there. He saw an opportunity, no one in front of him, and he would not be denied as he comes up with the pole goal. And just like that, the Wise guys back in front, leading this one 4-3.
It's a great shot there. Cassano from Marist really stepped into that shot as the Honchos come away with the win at the face-off X. Trying to respond quickly here as they just tied it up a little over a minute ago. Wise guys with a very quick response to jump right back out in front. As Ellis mentioned, ball's knocked out of the stick of Magnette, the most recent goal scorer for the Honchos, and the Wise guys headed back the other way. It's the goal scorer, Cassano, steps into one more time. Couldn't hit the target. Wise guys still with the rock.
Yeah, Cassano, he definitely wanted back-to-back right there. Feeling good after that last goal, was hoping to get a second one right there. But that one going just a little bit wide.
Yeah, Ellis, you could see when he received that pass, the confidence in his wind-up, stepping into the shot. Thought he had a second one, trying to put one home there was Braden Donnellan. Donnellan getting himself involved in the offense here. He's had a couple of opportunities in the first half. Hasn't been able to find the cage yet. Pass up top to the backside, just missing Donnellan's stick. Goes out of bounds. Honchos with possession on the turnover.
Yeah, just an unforced turnover there by the Wise guys. So now it's the Honchos once again with possession, looking to retie this game.
Cochran moved it ahead to Magnette. Magnette behind for Searing. Searing has a goal here off the pass from Al Monroe earlier on in this first half. Under 2 minutes and 40 seconds remaining. Half number one. Honchos slowly working through their set here, just trying to slow the game down a little bit. As, like we talked about a little earlier, Ellis, a lot of run and gun so far through the first about 23 minutes of this one.
Yeah, and definitely.
Nice save there from the Wise guys, Jack DeResta.
That's a big save there for the Wise guys to preserve that 1-goal lead. And now we're at the 2-minute mark here in this first half. So a chance for them to add a potential insurance goal here going into halftime. And I think now, Travis, here's where you may really see them take the air out of the ball, winding down this first half, and just making sure that if you're the Wise guys, you want to go into halftime with, at the minimum, that 1-goal lead.
100%. Like you mentioned, players are aware of how much time's left. You mentioned earlier, no shot clock here in this league. You expect the Wise guys to fully take advantage of that and try to drain out the remainder of this first half and either go into the second half up by 1 or up by 2.
Yeah, it's really just all about that situational lacrosse as they do get a shot, and
Honchos winning the foot race. Great speed there from Frank Peart, I believe that was.
Yeah, that was number 22, Frank Peart, out of Seaford, winning that chase for the backup.
And now he gets the clear. Get to see Frank work with it on offense here. Passes it off. Off on the near side, spinning out front, tucking it home. Andrew Searing, his second of the night, and he ties it right up for the Honchos. 4-4 with little time to go here in this first half, just 35 seconds. Big goal right there for the Honchos, Ellis.
Yeah, that's a big response there by the Honchos. And again, you got to give credit going back to Frank Peart at the other end, not giving up on that chase for the GB and coming up with it after the shot by Wise guys, and they're able to take advantage, and it's Searing tying up this game in the closing seconds of the first half.
Duchnowski wins the faceoff for the Honchos. Maniette tries to rip one underhanded, puts it over. Time running out here on the Honchos, and that's gonna do it for half number 1. Unable to get one final shot off before we reach the final buzzer, but a very exciting ending there, Ellis, to the last couple minutes of that half. 4-4 the score here between the Honchos and the Wise guys. Andrew Searing, that diving effort right at the end to tie things up. Ellis, quick breakdown. What did you like from both sides, and what do you think both sides need to do to secure a victory and bring home that intermediate division championship?
Well, I think starting off with the Wise guys, as they were able to get that early lead, it was just a matter of winning those early face-offs and getting quality shots and being able to take advantage a little bit early on. But then with the Honchos being able to get back in this game, I like that they were able to get some transition goals, which kind of got them going a little bit offensively. And then again, just the situational lacrosse, taking advantage of that tough shot by the Wise guys in the end, getting one more crack at a possession, and coming up with another chance to tie up that game going into halftime.
And Ellis, just real quick, going into halftime, or I should say going into this second half, what do you think both sides need to do to secure that victory?
Yeah, I think, again, it's going to come down to that battle at the face-off X. I think that's going to be a key, because it seems like this is going to be a game that goes right down to the wire. We could have a matchup where this could be one where it simply comes down to who has the ball last.
So, heard it here first. Ellis Joshua, 4-4 the score here between the Honchos and the Wise guys. It's the Long Island Metro Lacrosse League 2024 Intermediate Division Championship. Travis Quigley, Ellis Joshua taking you through the call. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with the second half of action here live at Cantiague Park.
Every time I've looked over to like say the time, it's off, so I'm like guessing.
But like that just takes like more than like okay, so we can turn it off in 2 seconds.
No, Frank, really?
That is not me.
Hang on, I'll come back.
Just like you're fine.
I'm not. Are you gonna seriously text me? Sure.
I might.
live on the LI Sports Network. 2024 Long Island Metro Lacrosse League Intermediate Division Championship. First of 3 games here this evening at Cantiague Park. Travis Quigley and Ellis Joshua taking you through the call. This one, the score is 4-4. A really exciting first 25 minutes of action. We're back underway in the second half, and the Wise Guys win the opening face-off. We get a flag thrown from the near side official, and Ellis, looks like the Wise Guys are going to be going man up here as soon as the Honchos gain possession.
Yeah, and this is going to be our first flag of the game, which goes to show you it's been a clean game thus far, as that shot is going to be saved by the Honchos, but the flag will keep this one right down here with the Wise Guys.
And a really nice save there, Ellis, early on in this second half. Obviously, Honchos going to be down a man here. Great opportunity to start things up here for the Wise Guys to regain that lead that they had.
Yeah, and you definitely want to take advantage of the man up now if you're the Wise Guys, and try to look to establish a tone in this second half. Again, they came out the gate strong in the first half, but the Honchos able to respond. But another chance for the Wise Guys here in the second half to reclaim the lead here.
Yeah, it looked like Sweeney's shot ended up hitting Al Monroe there.
Yeah, it looks
so we
like
get a quick whistle.
Yeah, he'll come out of the game here just to get looked at, just to make sure everything's all right.
Monroe's had a really, really solid defensive game through that first half. Obviously still early on in the second half here, but through the first 25 was really good for the Honchos as the Wise Guys work back into their man-up set. Fake, unable to get the shot off. Still working it around, almost picked off. Back up top, firing one, big save made, and the Honchos gonna try to clear. Long pass goes off the stick of William Greaves, and it's gonna be Honcho's ball after it rolls out of bounds.
Yeah, so that's a great stop there for the Honchos, and they're able to get that stop when they were man down. Now a chance for them to grab their first lead of the game here.
As we roll back into even as well. So penalty expires for the Honchos. Great job there, like Ellis just mentioned. On the defensive side of the ball, Honchos in the black uniforms, Wise Guys in white. Wise Guys attacking left to right, Honchos right to left for this second half. Pass out front is knocked down. Ground ball is going to be scooped right up, though, here, and the Honchos maintain their attack. Nick Colantonio on the one-on-one, moves to the right side. Pass through, just got over the stick, it looked like, of Tim Navin.
And it looks like this one will be going the other way. So
Yeah.
possession back with the Wise Guys, as
And
Jacob Arado just unable to save that one, keep it in bounds.
quick chance on the transition, making the save with the left foot. That's, I want to say, 3-4 saves in a row for the Honchos goalie. And now he's just going to do it by himself right now. Clear, still going with speed, still has the rock. And
Looks like this one,
we get a whistle. I want to say offsides is the call here, Ellis.
Yeah, the offsides is going to give this one back to the Wise Guys. Like the effort, though, from Honcho's goalie, and they get possession right back in transition now.
Nice save, Jack DeResta. He's got a handful of saves now in this one. Great job by the Honchos, forcing that turnover, shot, and a goal. Cam Connolly on the pass from Colantonio, and the Honchos take their first lead of the night. They're up 5-4 now over the Wise Guys.
And there it is, the Honchos in front now, like you said, for the first time this evening. And again, I think you got to give some credit to their defense and the goaltending, as they were able to keep Wise Guys off the board here thus far in the second half. And now they get a crack on the opposite end and able to connect to take that 5-4 lead.
A big goal for the Honchos there. Wise Guys have been really dominant at the face-off X, one of Ellis's keys to the game in our pregame discussion that we had, and now we get an offsides call going against the Wise Guys. So a turnover, and now the Honchos with the rock. Opportunity for them to make it a 2-goal lead. As I mentioned, that goal from Connolly, it was his second here tonight and the first time that the Honchos have led over the Wise Guys.
And of course, Travis, as we know, this sport is a game of runs. And right now, all the momentum is seemingly with the Honchos as they've been able to force some turnovers, come up with some critical saves, and now a chance to extend that lead to 2 goals here as they look for more.
Naven comes and tries to set a screen. Connolly trying to roll off of it. Tight defense being played by William Greaves right now on Connolly, so Connolly's forced to pass the rock off. Quick move to the right. Trying to find space in the middle, nothing doing. Passed over, Period. Walks in, shoots, DeResta, save. Wise Guys with the ball, trying to clear.
That's a big save there by DeResta, and here they come in transition now.
Denellen through the middle, stepping into one, and another save made. Backside official blows the play dead. And we see
looks like we're gonna...
DeResta ran off and just exchanged his stick, so might have had an issue there. Maybe a stick broke. So the official blew play dead there just so we could run over and grab a new one.
Yeah, just a little equipment malfunction there. But DeResta right back in the cage. And we just had a goalie battle there on that last sequence. So first it was the Wise Guys coming up with the save, followed by Honchos to keep this a 5-4 game.
I was going to say, Ellis, I think the first couple of minutes of this second half has really been a goalie battle. Both goalies have made a couple of really big key stops here, keeping this game tight, keeping it a 1-goal game for the Honchos. Wise Guys looking to get their offensive prowess back. We saw it the first 7-8 minutes of that first half where they jumped out to that 3-0 lead, Ellis. It seemed like they couldn't be stopped when they had the rock.
Right, but I do think that although the Wise Guys had that 3-0 lead, they were getting quality shots, and in some ways you felt like they could have been up by more than just 3-0, but unable to connect on some of those shot opportunities, and the Honchos were always within reach and able to make up that 3-0 deficit and grab the lead here in this second half.
Sweeney tried to rip an underhand shot there, rolled wide. Wise Guys stay with it, pass over the head, and whistle blown.
Yeah, over and back there on the Wise Guys.
Turnover for the Wise Guys. Honchos with a chance, ripping a shot. That one looked like it went off a body. Honchos will stay with possession here. And resetting things is Frank Gagliano. Gagliano quickly moved it up top, and Cole Antonio slides it over one more time. Alzheimer with possession. Cole Antonio down low, gets it right back, standing on the 20. To the left, knocked out of his stick. GB scooped up. Wise Guys looking to clear, knocked out of the stick. Honchos forced a turnover, scooped up, and now rolling out is Stark, passing it to Menyette, and Menyette continuing this offensive set for the Honchos. Great job there from them, hustling back and not allowing the Wise Guys to get the clear.
Yeah, we're seeing some great defensive plays now these last couple possessions. Some big-time defensive checks by both teams.
Santella trying to get to the middle there, couldn't find the lane. dished it off, and we see a little one-on-one with Alzheimer out on that far side of the field going against Casano. Pick right, and now pass up top. Rolling middle, shot, goal! Honchos, 6-4. Great shot there from Stark, fighting off the pressure. And another low shot, tough for the goalie to save. Gets the Honchos another goal on the board, 6-4. And again, last goal gave them their first lead, now their first 2-goal lead. Momentum seemingly on their side, potential to pull away from the Wise Guys here. Wise Guys got to find their offensive touch quickly here.
Yeah, that's a great take there by Kyle Stark to bury that goal and give the Honchos a 6-4 lead. And right now, if you go back to that first half, that's now 3 unanswered goals for the Honchos as they lead this one by 2. And it looks like this possession will be going to the Wise Guys. So they are in search of some offense right now, looking to break the seal here in this second half.
Very important set right now for the Wise Guys. Pass almost picked off there. Wise Guys still working through it. Sweeney moves it up top. Now Jack Murray to the right. No shot lane, one more pass. Continuing to work it around the horn. .13:40 to go here, second half. Shot from Sweeney. Skips wide, stays with the Wise Guys.
Wise Guys definitely in search of some offense right now.
On the reset, closing in quickly. No lane there. Now with some space left side. Spinning, trying to get a shot. Bounce shot, save is made. Ground ball almost scooped up, skips away. Now the Wise Guys hold on to it. Good opportunity there. Couldn't cash in, but you almost sense that a goal is coming here, Ellis.
Yeah, you can definitely feel it. It seems like it's only a matter of time before the Wise Guys break through here, as they've had possession now.
Pass to the backside. A little underhand shot. Couldn't hit the target. But again, Wise Guys will hold on to possession here. Like you mentioned, Ellis, no shot clock here in the Long Island Metro Lacrosse League, so the teams are allowed to take as long as they'd like, work through their sets, find the best option as a shot is saved one more time. The goalie battle continues here in the second half. And it's starting to lean in favor of the Honchos.
And now as they look to push and transition, and that ball pops out as the Honchos, Kyle Cochran, looking for a potential transition goal there, but losing possession. And this one will in fact go back to the Wise Guys. So a break there for the Wise Guys.
Ball goes out of bounds and stays with the Wise Guys. 6-4, the score in favor of the Honchos. About 11 and a half remains here in the second half.
Yeah, definitely still an eternity left in this game. Only down by 2 if you're the Wise Guys. And they've had plenty of chances offensively. I think if you're the Honchos, and you're that Honchos defense, you're just looking to hold the fort, sort of bend but don't break mentality. And they've done a great job here thus far, pitching a second half shutout to this point.
And Tyler Cupp, he's got a goal here tonight, trying to find a second, looking for a lane. Nice defense being played there by Jacob Arado. Denellen trying to spin out front. Backs off, pass behind, rolling out, shot goes over. Wise Guys still with it, going to be Sweeney here on the reset. And Ellis, as we continue to inch closer towards the end of this game, you got to start to think that, especially for the Honchos side of things, that clock management is going to be extremely crucial as we approach the final 10 minutes.
Yeah, I think if you're the Honchos and you still have this 2-goal lead late in this second half, it's going to get to a point where you're going to be counting down those last couple minutes, just wanting that clock to run out as quickly as possible. But you definitely don't want to get to that point just yet, with still plenty of time to go in this one. And the Wise Guys having such lengthy offensive possessions, getting their chances, just unable to break that seal in the second half. And now nearly a turnover, but this one once again will stay with the Wise Guys.
A nice job by the Wise Guys there, hustling, not allowing the Honchos to get the clear after the initial turnover that they forced. Wise Guys still working through the offensive set. Seems like they've had the rock for the last 3-4 minutes now, as they're still on the hunt for a goal. Haven't scored since the first half. Leaping shot is saved, scooped up by Al Monroe, and Monroe charges down the far side of the field, keeps his feet in bounds, and he's got no defense near him.
So once again, the Honchos, they hold up defensively. And now I think you definitely want to give your defense a respite here and kind of have a deliberate offensive possession of your own, especially playing with that lead.
And Al Monroe might be working his way into the player of the game conversation. We certainly have a couple of nominees thus far, but he's had a really, really solid night here on the defensive side of the rock.
Yeah, Monroe, absolutely a standout from a defensive standpoint for the Honchos, as he's been great coming up with some turnovers, had that great yard sale back in the first half, doing great in the clearing game. So definitely a huge reason why the Honchos have only allowed 4 goals thus far.
And turnover there going against the Honchos. And far side official had a flag down, so we'll see what the call ends up being here. It's going to be a man-up situation, I believe, for the Wise Guys.
So again, the Wise Guys, they'll have a chance on the man up to take advantage here. This is only the second flag of the game. So again, a relatively clean game played to this point, but this is a golden opportunity for the Wise Guys here, looking to make this a 1-goal game.
And Ellis, I mentioned the clock management aspect for the Honchos, but now as time continues to tick down, 7 minutes, 20 seconds to go, the Wise Guys now have to have the clock in the back of their minds as they're down by 2 here, as a pass was not completed. Turnover is forced. Another turnover, though. Wise Guys win it right back after turning it over, able to get back into their set as it looked like they almost lost it.
Yeah, and that's just a great read by Braden Donnellan, as that looked like it was a potentially lost possession for the Wise Guys. But Donnellan not giving up on the play there and coming up with an all-important possession for the Wise Guys, looking to make this a 6-5 game.
And the penalty expired, so we're back to even. Wise Guys unable to capitalize. Bounce shot, didn't have the angle, goes over. Wise Guys stay with it, so Wise Guys 0 for 2 now on man-up situations. Shot and a goal, sneaky one there. Braden Donnellan gets the Wise Guys on the board. We'll take a look at the replay. Great job there from Donnellan on this one, coming off of that restart, Ellis.
Yeah, and that's a great job by Donnellan. He just used the pick, and that was able to free him for just a split second. But that pick being able to shield the defense, and Donnellan able to get that angle to cash in on that shot and give the Wise Guys a much-needed goal, as they're now back within 1 at 6-5.
5 minutes, 45 seconds to go here in the second half. A big goal for Braden Donnellan and the Wise Guys. Cuts it to just a 1-goal lead for the Honchos. 6-5 the score. Wise Guys with another face-off win. And now Sweeney charging towards the cage. Lets one go. And Brandon Sweeney ties the game 6-6 for the Wise Guys. Sweeney with his second goal of the night.
Man, and what a turn of events, as just moments ago, it was the Honchos looking to be in the driver's seat, up by 2, but the Wise Guys, they come back with 2 quick goals. And I believe that ensuing face-off off of the score by Donnellan was won actually by number 18, Will Greaves. So just want to get that roster number updated, as Greaves winning an all-important face-off, and he wins another one here. So just like that, the Wise Guys, a chance late in this second half to reclaim the lead.
And momentum, like you said, back with the Wise Guys following those 2 quick goals, Ellis. Working through another offensive set, another face-off win for them has been so crucial to this game so far. Everything that happens at the face-off X, as it's really helped position the Wise Guys to be able to come back and tie this up late in the second half. 4 minutes, 10 seconds remains here in the Intermediate Division Championship. Only one team can be crowned the winners. Wise Guys with the Rockets. Donnellan behind the cage, feet just outside the crease, looking for lanes, options, openings. No problem taking his time. Fires a pass up top. Sidearm shot. Save is made. Pressure on Honchos. Get the clear. Beautiful save right there. Now the Honchos on the attack. Off the bar.
Oh, man. The Honchos with a great chance there. But that one is going to be denied by the crossbar.
That was Will Santella who let that one fly, and he had a lot of space, stepped into that one. A lot of heat on it, puts it off the crossbar and up. Honchos still with the rock, have another chance here to the left side. No lane for Cole Antonio, dishes it off. Rolling out to the middle, overhand shot off the stick of DeResta. Another key save there for Jack.
That's a big-time save there by DeResta in crunch time, keeping this one tied up.
Jack DeResta stops it again. Goalie battle continuing here in the second half. Late, just 2.5 to go. 6-6 the score. Wise Guys looking to clear.
And a good job as the Wise Guys do successfully clear. Jack Murray getting possession up to the offense, and now the Wise Guys down the stretch. A chance to come back from that 2-goal deficit and reclaim the lead late.
And Ellis with just 2 minutes to go. Next goal could be the winner.
Yeah, we talked about it at halftime that this game may very well come down to who has the ball last, as it seemed like it could be setting up for that. And here we are down the stretch in the second half.
Donnellan passes up top, splitting 2 deep. Behind the back shot goes wide. What a highlight reel goal that would have been. Wise Guys continuing to put the pressure on. 90 seconds remains. Donnellan behind the back pass gets knocked down. And we get a whistle. Timeout called by the Wise Guys. Only time the clock stops here in the Long Island Metro Lacrosse League is 4 timeouts, and what a crucial time to call it here, Ellis. Minute 22 seconds remains. 6-6 is the score. Wise Guys with the rock. I'm going to have you put the coach's jacket on for a second here. What would you be drawing up right now to try to get the win?
Man, well, first of all, if there was ever a time to take a timeout, it is definitely at this moment in a tie game. But I would say if you're coming out of this huddle, if you're the Wise Guys, I'm looking for Donnellan to possibly create his own type of offense here. I think he's had a really good game from an offensive standpoint. for the Wise Guys, giving them a couple goals, especially late in this one. So I think Donnellan is a player that could be key coming out of this timeout, being able to create his own offense, possibly draw a matchup where he can get a short stick on him potentially and try to take advantage.
Between Donnellan or Sweeney, you know the rock's going to go to one of those guys. They've been absolutely crucial in the offense here tonight for the Wise Guys, as both teams getting ready now to come out of this timeout. Wise Guys setting up at the rock here on the near side of the field. And like I said, minute 22 remains here. No shot clock. You mentioned that earlier on in the first half here, Ellis. So Wise Guys can absolutely just hold on to the ball here, wind the clock down a little bit, get that last shot, maybe last 2 shots, and don't let the Honchos maintain possession. But obviously there's a risk that comes with that. Ball gets knocked free. Honchos able to get in on transition. It's this last minute 22, you're almost taking it second by second here.
Yeah, absolutely. And if we remember how the first half came to an end, when it looked like the Wise Guys had a chance to possibly hold for 1 shot, they didn't, and it gave the Honchos a chance to tie up that game going into halftime. Let's see if the Wise Guys decide to be a little bit more deliberate here and take that final shot of the game here. And worst case scenario for them could be overtime.
Behind the cage, trying to get some space out front was Jack Murray, passes it off. Bounce shot kicked away. What a stop there. Ball still on the ground. Wise Guys scoop it up. Ground ball picked up there, and now trying to get some space to the front of the cage. Just 40 seconds remaining. Slowing the game down just a little bit more. The Wise Guys, Travis Aquilino tries to make a move to the right side, defended tightly there by Arado. Monroe on Donnellan. Donnellan fires one through the crease. It's a foot race. Winning it are the Wise Guys. Aquilino got there first, and we're down to 12 seconds. Final play of the half. Aquilino rolls out, takes a shot, and that one goes wide. Might have skipped off the stick of the Honchos goalie. Goes out of bounds. Restart, quick, long lead pass up the field, right into DeResta's stick. He's going to fire it back down the length, and the horn goes. That's going to do it for the second half. And Ellis, we got the greatest words in sports, overtime, coming up here for the Intermediate Division Championship. 6-6 through 50 minutes of lacrosse between the Honchos and the Wise Guys. Next goal is going to win it.
Oh, yeah.
Your take on the second half and your take going into overtime here.
Well, this is definitely a great way to start the night in game number 1 here of the championship evening, going into overtime. And you got to give credit to the Wise Guys. Again, rallying back down the stretch from that 2-goal deficit, able to come up with a couple critical goals down the stretch to tie up this game and force OT, because it looked like momentum was seemingly with the Honchos down the stretch, but the Wise Guys, they hunkered down and they were able to come up with some pivotal scores late in this one to be able to force overtime and potentially come away with the championship here in overtime.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Wise Guys in the clutch late. Braden Donnellan with a goal. Brandon Sweeney had 2 goals, 2 assists through regulation. And you can't forget Honchos, Cam Connolly, 2 goals as well. Andrew Searing also 2 goals for the Honchos. A couple players that you got to watch out for here in overtime. But we're ready to get underway, and we are back live. Overtime, Intermediate Division Championship game. Wise Guys and the Honchos, 6-6 here at Cantiague Park. Next goal is going to be the winner.
And a big opening face-off win for Sean Hill, number 4, out of LIU for the Honchos, to give them that first possession here in OT.
Now every possession crucial here in overtime.
And I have a feeling, Travis, that we may see some big-time saves from each goalie in this overtime, as that's been a theme, especially in that second half. Some pivotal goalie saves on both sides, which was a huge factor in this game not being decided in the first 50 minutes of play.
It's 6-6, but chance here for the Honchos. Come back to that thought as spinning. One more pass and it wouldn't get through. Ground ball is picked up, and now the Wise Guys will try to clear. But we mentioned it a lot through that second half, Ellis, how it was a goalie battle, and it's a 6-6 game. If these two guys weren't in the cage, it could be a 12-12 game. These guys have been phenomenal here tonight as the Wise Guys successfully clear, and now it's Sweeney charging to the net. Sweeney dives, Sweeney scores, and the Wise Guys are the Intermediate Division champions.
What a finish here in game number 1 as we get another look at the game winner for the Wise Guys by Brandon Sweeney, and just able to get a step on his defender and be able to get some space and scoring that one as he was sliding to the ground, able to bury it. And that is a winner for the Wise Guys as they take it 7-6 in OT of the Intermediate Division.
Brandon Sweeney, the graduate from Sacred Heart University. We mentioned him, focal point of the offense all night here. Right before overtime started, we said Sweeney's a player that you got to watch out for. And as soon as the Wise Guys got their first possession, he gets the rock, and he makes no mistake, Ellis. 7-6. The Wise Guys take home the Intermediate Division championship. That's 3 goals, 2 assists on the day for Brandon Sweeney.
Yeah, and congratulations to the Wise Guys. So they won in the semis 7-6, beating Crystal Lacrosse. And once again, it's a 7-6 winner in the championship, as it's the Wise Guys taking the trophy home.
So stay tuned right here on the LI Sports Network as we have a post-game interview coming up with tonight's player of the game. Gotta guess, it's gonna probably be Brandon Sweeney. We'll find out. Stay tuned. We'll be back in about a minute or so with that player of the game interview right here live on the LI Sports Network. And then after that, don't go anywhere. We're going to switch right over to the second game, which is going to take place roughly 8:25 start time. That's between TRA Strong and the Silver Bullets in the Advanced Division Championship game. So we'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back in a moment with the post-game interview featuring our player of the game here in the Intermediate Division Championship.
No, just because if we have the third head, then absolutely. We could do the Alice question, US question, break it down like that, but no, yeah, that's all good. Perfect. Yeah, I knew one of those years, but Brendan told me that they're going to take a picture and then he's going to send them out. Hey, how are you? They should, I hope they give us enough time to allow you to switch over to the other stream, the next stream.
Back live for our post-game interview. Travis Quigley here with John Robato of the Wise Guys. John attends Seton Hill, and he's a new intermediate division champion here in the Long Island Metro Lacrosse League. So, John, just start things off. How does it feel to be a champion here tonight?
It feels amazing. Everyone's been playing for the past 10 or so weeks hard. The work we've all been putting in really showed tonight, and it's a great win.
Yeah, so Long Island Metro Lacrosse League, obviously a big year, 45th year. What's it like coming in each summer, coming here every week? You know, you're playing with guys that you don't play with during the regular season, maybe some guys you played with in high school, but what's it like coming together, having that camaraderie, all being Long Island lacrosse players, and developing that chemistry over the 10 weeks of the summer like you mentioned?
I mean, we're all friends, we're all boys. We always love coming down here. We're texting every day about it, sending photos of each other in here, playing hard, and you know, it's just like it's a special team, special league. Everyone loves it here. It's amazing.
That's awesome. And what can you take from this summer as you get ready to head back to Seton Hill in a couple weeks? Obviously, lacrosse season doesn't start until the springtime, but you got a little bit of fall ball. So what can you take that you learned from this summer into the season to help you best prepare and succeed this season?
Don't take anything for granted. You know, we had a lot of leads this summer. We fell short, but I learned that we got to just keep playing through everything. You know, can't stop. Keep going.
John Robato here of the Wise Guys, intermediate division champion. Thank you for your time, John.
Shout
Appreciate
out Wise
it.
Guys. Thank you.
Enjoy that celebration with the
Appreciate
team.
it. Thank you.